Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are gonna watch One Piece. It's getting really juicy right now because the Holy Knights tried to recruit Loki.
He does not seem interested in becoming a celestial dragon, but those two are not taking no as an answer. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't think they're going to get Loki to agree.
So far they're threatening him with his best friend, the wolf. We'll see if Loki's gonna decide to join them now. Let's jump into the anime. What the? Is it bleeding already?
Whoa, what happened?
It's already over.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. We missed it.
What happened?
Not very hard to beat someone that's chained up, eh?
I would have expected his haki or something. Make him invincible.
We're fighting a Shanks level brother here. Or twin.
Harald 王の死から14年。この城には誰も寄りつかぬのでござる。おーい、ここから入れそうだぞ。はずだが。ちょっと。いや、わかる。鍵。
This is a rare sight.
You would be one of the best people to hide with. What?
Scary. He's so happy.
It's like a maze.
Yo, only he can do this.
What was that face?
He's never washing that hand again.
Oh god. You mean those gloves?
Oh, fierce battle.
Loki も怪物でござるが、ハラルド王もまた大戦士として名を馳せた男。城崩壊不可避。わあ、ルビダソー。何かあったでござるか。見ろよ、でけえ巨人の白骨だらけだ。
Oh my god.
ちょっと何？怖いんだけど。びっくりしたでござる。あの日100人を超える戦士たちがロキ。
Whoa!
How? What the fuck? He took out hundreds by himself?
Holy crap, he killed them all.
Wow!
Wait, what?
What?
Why is the horns attached to the skull like that? Ancient giant blood. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Pure blood. Isn't that Kaido? Didn't Kaido have horns? Whoa! Little bullet holes on his head? What the heck is that?
That neck.
世界中の国々とエルバフをつなごうとしたエルバフ史上最高の王と称される男。頭の傷は古代巨人族の名残である角を引きちぎった後。古代巨人族は戦争の時代を想起させてしまうからと。
He ripped them out.
角あったのが引きちぎった。なんて覚悟だ。
Holy crap. This
wow. tore off his own horns.
ハイルディンとロキは兄弟ってこと？
間違いでござる。王妃と結婚する前に別の女人との間に生まれたのがハイルディン。しかしエルバフはハイルディンの母親が王妃になることを許さなかった。
どうして？
母親は他の巨人国の生
Different
まれだったからで
country?
ござる。
Of giants?
What other
There's
country?
another?
Yo, this is getting juicy. What other country?
おー
There's another country? They've only ever mentioned Elbaph.
Yeah,
同じ巨人
what's
族
the big deal?
お主らも同じ人間族で土地を奪い合ったりしているでござろう。
What kind of giants are
他
these?
の土地の巨人の血などエルバフの血が汚れるでござる。
Pure blood.
Oh
あんた
my
時々差別的よね。人間にも。
涙すは別でござる。
嬉しくない。クズ。
じゃあなんでお前は汚れた血のハイルディンの船に乗ってんだ？
オタクのロードだ。人形遊び面白いのか？
Oh, what? What about the nerd? They're so mean.
He loves.
Oh my god, they were so cute. What the heck? They bonded over it?
He supported him.
お前、海図かけるのか？すっげえな。俺にも教えてくれよ。海図の書き方。友達になってくれ。
Damn, look at that. Just like that.
あいつは
Oh.
本当に拙者と違いまっすぐな男。父が王でも城に住めず、母がよそ者と虐げられてもぐっと耐え、こんなことを言い出した。世界中の全巨人族を統一したいと。
Whoa. Big goal.
俺は全巨人族の王になる男。
Everyone supports him?
Wait. I love that.
Damn, he has a big goal.
King of the pirates, but he's king of the giants.
拙者はあいつの夢を叶えたい
Oh
のでござる。
my.
なんだ、話せばわかるやつか。
Yeah, he's pretty loyal.
巨人が倒れてんぞ。
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, I want them to just reveal it. You know, they're just like sprinkling grains of salt.
Totally. Oh my god.
What?
What is happening?
Oh my god, they're just beating Loki up. No.
She just keeps accelerating?
だいぶ分かってきたか。
俺は動けねえっつってんだろ。
動けても同じだ。
Oh, damn. That's
Whoa.
so interesting.
下人員。神に昇格できるチャンスなど絶望しても叶わぬ。
Oh, what? I'm so curious about her power. It seems so versatile.
Is that the direction she'll kick?
右頬を蹴られて、俺が横向いたところへ、その拳で顎を殴り上げる。予告ありがとよ。
その矢印は私の未来の確定軌道。避けられぬ暴力の宣言。しかし、やめることは可能。今一度聞くぞ、ロキ。神の騎士団よ。
Manmere family?
死ねよ、バカ。
They really think Loki was going to join after just a few punches? Holy shit!
Whoa. Damn! Damn!
What is this animation? Oh!
Whoa!
くそ、覚えてるわ。やめろ！いい加減にしろ！
では、神の騎士団に。
What's
Did
that?
that just to piss her off, man. Oh my god. Oh my.
They're just gonna keep beating him up until he says yes?
They're really not afraid of him. What is this, a Gatling attack? What the hell?
What? They accidentally break those chains and release him.
He's gonna go for revenge. Is he out already? She's getting gassed out already.
Damn it. What? What? When did they do that?
軍子、作戦を変えよう。マリー城に連絡を。どいつもこいつも使えんやつらだ。
Here we go!
Wait, that's a different hair!
Oh my god. Yo, he looks so clean. Damn, he looks fancy as hell. Oh my god. Figureland!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, we're going
That
back
is Chance's twin!
Holy shit! Oh my god.
でもあるのか。
やはり強大な戦力だ。大昔、この新世界を制圧した凶暴なエルバフの戦士たちも必ず我々世界政府の指揮下に置かせてもらう。
They want that.
They want
They
though. Oh
want
my
that.
god!
Holy shit, that was crazy.
Wait, go back. I didn't read like the full thing. It was so fast.
Yeah, they just decide to hint him, man.
The moment they show his hair, right, from the back,
Yeah.
you know it's not Shanks. That's not his hairstyle.
He would not do that.
Right? Saint Shamrock, commander
Shamrock.
of Knights of God. Oh
World
shit.
Noble.
He's the commander of all the knights.
So not Garling. Garling's
Yes.
in charge of them, but
No, but Garling used to be. Remember, he got promoted now to one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the elders.
Mhm, mhm.
So he probably took over because he's the son.
yes. Because they dropped that after that. They expect you to just read all this so
That was
quickly.
so fast, yeah.
Figureland family, a son of Saint Garling, the five elders. Holy shit, that's
What the fuck
confirms it.
happened?
That Shanks is a celestial. Was a celestial.
Was a
dragon.
celestial dragon. That is his twin brother.
Wow. See, it goes to show that the upbringing changes the person completely.
Right?
Look at Shanks compared to this guy. What?
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
This is nuts. I can't believe.
I'm trying to think like what happened to Shanks back then. It had to be the God Valley incident, right? They said there was a celestial dragon child that was missing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
It
that
was-
was Shanks, but I'm wondering how that whole mess up happened
Oh man.
and how what they did on their side, right? Because obviously at this point they know that Shanks is the missing figurine child, but did they ever try to make contact with Shanks or reveal to Shanks where his origins are from? Is Shanks aware of his origins? And like, I want to know how he handled that interaction if they ever did try to get in contact with him. I think the question with that is because with the Doflamingo situation, his family left Maria Joy, so they were kind of like fallen celestial dragons, and when Dofi wanted to regain that status, they would not give it back to him. So I wonder if they see Shanks as a fallen celestial dragon as well, like someone that is unable to ever get his title back, even though Shanks was the missing child. It wasn't like he willingly gave up that title. It's kind of like a different situation here.
Yeah, hard to say. Shanks is so powerful. I wonder if they would turn a blind eye to that. If Shanks even wanted to.
Right?
But,
I wonder if they ever try to, I think, is the question
that's
as
interesting.
well.
Yeah.
Because I think that would also show maybe more of their character.
Who is the older child? Is this the younger brother? Is this the older brother?
That's true. Even though they're twins,
Yeah.
there could be an older and younger one,
I
right?
wonder which one.
Yeah, and I think another question is like, they're obviously identical twins because the appearance is completely the same, but I wonder if the potential is also the same in terms of hockey and things like that.
I wonder. They should have different experiences, so I wonder if the training from the celestial end made Shamrock. Is that his name? Shamrock?
Shamrock, I think.
That's such a funny name. Yeah, I wonder if Shamrock is equally as powerful as Shanks.
Yeah, that's my question.
But
too.
Shanks lost an arm.
Mm.
But I don't know if that it's gonna matter.
Yeah, that's true. If we're saying that they're equal in terms of power, but Shanks is missing an arm, does that mean he has a disadvantage there?
You could say
Right?
that.
If we're thinking they're at equal
Yeah.
level, and then Shanks has one arm, I think he looks like he's fine.
But we never seen Shanks struggle
yeah,
with one arm, so
that's true.
hard to say.
That's true.
Maybe his hockey is more fine-tuned, but I'm assuming he has Conqueror's hockey as well, then.
It's hard for me to imagine that the Knights of God are as strong as the pirates that roam the sea. I mean, I don't mean to like underestimate them, but like obviously we don't really know that much about them as of right now. But I assume that the training would be very limited in the case of the Knights of God, because they would only really be able to train amongst themselves, right? They wouldn't really have as much real life experience. For example, Shanks, he traveled the world with Roger, right? So they would have had real hands-on experience, versus the Knights of God, I feel like they give off more of I assume they lack experience and are more trained through books. Like, how do I explain that?
Maybe.
Right?
Basically saying that they don't have that much fighting experience, maybe? Because how often would you send these guys out?
Yes.
But what I'm thinking is they kind of remind me of the CP organization, Cypher Pull. So maybe these guys were doing shady shit in the back for the Celestial Dragons. So that in that sense, they're trained. Maybe they do get first-hand experience because they work for them. I can only imagine.
Their training is probably
Wiping out countries.
some kind of wiping out
that
countries.
don't pay up. I don't know. When we use these guys, they only say they killed Celestial Dragons, but I don't think it's that hard for the Holy Knights to kill a Celestial Dragon.
I think it's rare that they send these guys on a mission, right? Because we saw what happened. They had to send the elders first and then send the Knights of God. So I don't think they get sent out on missions like that often. Even wiping out countries and whatever it is, that would just be done through the elders and the weapons that they have.
Are they just to defend Emu?
Yeah,
That could
I
also be
know.
it. Maybe they don't go out and fight.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just to protect Emu.
Yeah, it seems more like their experience and training would just be through internal rigorous programs. They wouldn't actually have much fighting experience with just random people. In the God of Valley incidents, they showed that there was competition between the families.
I think the advantage they should have would be the family secrets or the family training method, because they've been established to serve Imu from the beginning. So they must be very experienced in the art of fighting, whatever style they are doing.
Oh, that's true. So
that would make sense.
Because they have a connection with their family and the history of the family bloodline, maybe they are able to better optimize the training and like what fighting style they should be using depending on your bloodline or something like that.
I think that would make
true.
sense, yeah. Because these guys aren't just random people. These guys are noblemen.
Wait, but that's kind of scary then. That means Shamrock should know his true potential, whereas Shanks may not even know that.
That could be,
if there is something tied around the bloodline, right? Because Shanks would not have that connection with his family history, so he wouldn't have the knowledge around what his awakened bloodline potential is, whereas Shamrock, who has access to all that, would know about it and learn about it.
From
and
Daddy Garland.
Exactly.
It's about time to teach you the family secret
What the
technique.
heck?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Shanks could potentially lack that information. We don't really know what it means to have the Figureland blood.
Yeah, that's scary.
I'm so excited for the Shanks backstory.
Me too.
Because they're totally gonna fill it in. Like,
Me
what happened.
Me too. Shanks may not be aware of Shamrock's existence, but Shamrock should be aware of Shanks' existence.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty worried about that interaction because Shanks is obviously the soft brother, you know, the one that is lacking the cruelty, I'm assuming, in comparisons to a celestial dragon Shamrock, right? It almost feels like Shanks would hesitate to kill his own brother, whereas his own brother would not. Shamrock would not hesitate. Okay, Kaido has to be part then. There's no way he's not part. He has the characteristics. He's big and he has horns.
Yeah. And he loves wars.
Yes, and he loves to fight. Yeah, he loves to fight, right? Exactly.
Yo, if they do Kaido from like a different country, that would be pretty cool.
No, he would have ties to Elbaph, I'm pretty sure. Unless the other countries have the horns as well. Because as of right now, it seems like Elbaph is the only one that has the horns, and then Kaido had the horns, meaning he probably has ties to Elbaph, but he's not pure. Maybe that's why Harald was pushing for peace. He wasn't able to marry the first woman he had a child with. Do you think that's what the woman he loved, or the second queen?
Whoa.
He couldn't marry. He had a child with her, but he couldn't marry her because of like social pressures, right?
He loved her.
And his
I
position.
think we can say that, yeah.
But right after he became king, he decided to change the societal standards for Elbaph, meaning now there would be less pressure for people to marry within Elbaph.
You're right. Ripley?
Oh, yeah.
Is she married?
She didn't marry.
She's common wife. But that's a human, so...
Yes, she has a child with a normal human.
That should be taboo. Come on, in a country that's so focused on war.
Exactly.
Right?
That would put your child at a disadvantage, right? Because if everybody else is having kids that are only like Elbaph lineage, then they would be like massive. Whereas like Colin would probably be at a disadvantage because he'll naturally be smaller than the other giants because his father is a human.
But that's not the case here. He has freak genetics.
So true.
What the heck? This.
Who the heck is this? I totally forgot about the scene.
Who the hell is this?
Who is that? Oh wait, yeah, we were like, why does he look like Garp or something, right?
Yeah. It's some old guy. I totally forgot about it, and then it came back to me.
Hold on. Does that look like him? Okay, we have his photo. We'll have to compare.
No, right?
That's not
That's 14.
him.
He turned white in 14 years?
That is not him, dude.
Right? No. Scrap that.
That's not him.
Would he age? No, right? No, that's crazy.
That was only like
No, because he
little
got
while
killed
ago.
14 years ago.
Oh, you're right.
But does a giant Asian 14 years have a beard like that? I'm assuming it would take hundreds of years, no? Okay, hold on. If that is not Harald, that could be Ripley's man. Is that? I don't know if that's a human or a
Or a giant,
or
right?
a giant. Because the guy should be always aging.
Okay, I think it's more likely to be
Ripley's
husband or like man's. They're not technically married, but
Okay,
yeah.
fine, that's true. Yeah.
Then it's more likely to be Ripley's man than
Okay.
than Harald, right?
And then
Harold's dead for sure, I think, because
Okay, fine.
everybody was in mourning, but she never explicitly said that he's not on the island.
No, she didn't say that.
She didn't say that.
He could be on the island.
We just assumed that he's not in the picture
Yes.
because he wasn't
Absent-
shown.
Or absent fathers run.
Yeah,
wild
exactly.
in
We
one
just
Piece.
automatically assume he's an absent father because like that's just the standard for fathers in One Piece.
Exactly. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button below. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.